Halfway through the season, Real Madrid had a huge center-back crisis, but it might have been a blessing in disguise. Long-term injuries to Éder Militão, David Alaba, and stand-in options like Aurelien Tchouaméni and Dani Carvajal once left the squad thin at the back. But out of that chaos, an unlikely figure stepped up: Raúl Asencio. Thrown into the spotlight, the 21-year-old academy graduate seized his chance with calm, commanding performances that turned heads across Spain and beyond. Whether it was holding his own at Anfield or bringing stability in La Liga, Asencio made every minute count. Now, with the injury storm clearing, Asencio has gone from emergency backup to genuine first-team option, saving Madrid from a scramble in the transfer market and offering a glimpse of their defensive future. In this video, we'll look at how good Raúl Asencio is, the comparisons to Sergio Ramos, and how he became Los Blancos' most important defender. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content. How good is Raúl Asencio? Cracking a Real Madrid team packed with talent and backed by endless funds isn't easy, but sometimes opportunity arrives through misfortune. In this case, it came in the form of a defensive injury crisis. After long-serving centre-back Nacho left last summer, many felt Madrid needed a new signing to maintain depth at the back. They didn't act on that, and when injuries hit, especially Éder Militão's ACL tear, Carlo Ancelotti had no choice but to turn to Raúl Asencio, a young defender already on the club's radar. He'd made a solid impression in preseason with a composed half against AC Milan and a confident cameo against Chelsea. Then came his big moment. On November 9th, during a La Liga clash with Osasuna, Militão went down injured. Asencio was thrown into the action, and he rose to the challenge. Not only did he win all of his tackles during the hour he played, but he also delivered a brilliant long pass to set up Jude Bellingham's first goal of the season. It was a dream debut. Since then, Asencio has been getting regular minutes. In a comfortable 3-0 win over Leganés, he won all his aerial duels and passed cleanly out from the back. A tougher outing followed in the Champions League against Liverpool. Madrid lost 2-0, but Asencio made a crucial goal line clearance early on and generally held his own. The defensive errors came from more experienced players like Antonio Rüdiger and Lucas Vázquez. A few days later, against Getafe, Asencio faced a very different kind of test. Bordalas' team are known for their physical, no-frills style, launching long balls and challenging defenders directly. But Asencio stood firm, making 9 clearances and completing 95% of his passes, a display of both defensive grit and composure in possession. As Ancelotti himself put it, Asencio is undergoing a trial by fire at the top level, but his raw qualities are clear. He's 6 feet tall, not towering for a centre-back, but he's athletic, reads the game well, and has the pace to recover. On the ball, he's calm and tidy, fitting Madrid's possession-based style, but he's also capable of launching accurate long passes when needed, just like the one that set up Bellingham. Perhaps the most telling sign of his potential is how naturally he fits in. Playing alongside an established figure like Rüdiger, Asencio hasn't looked out of place. While it's early days, the two are starting to build a promising partnership at the heart of Madrid's defense. There will be bigger tests ahead, but so far, Asencio is making the most of his chance. Comparisons with Sergio Ramos. Considering Madrid's defensive problems, the idea of Sergio Ramos returning to Real Madrid is something that often pops up in newspaper headlines. As one of the most iconic players in the club's history, Ramos still casts a long shadow at the Bernabeu. His leadership, charisma, and defensive dominance made him a legend, and his legacy is still felt today. But while some dream of Ramos putting on the white shirt again, a new name is starting to emerge, capturing the attention of fans, coaches, and pundits alike: Raúl Asencio. The young defender from Real Madrid's youth academy is quickly being shaped in the Spanish legend's mold, impressing with his performances at the back. Asencio has not only stepped into the first team with confidence, but he's also shown qualities that have naturally led to comparisons with Ramos. Strong in the tackle, vocal on the pitch, and calm under pressure. Asencio brings that mix of grit and leadership that Ramos once did. It's no wonder people are starting to see him as a possible heir to the number 4 shirt, a number closely tied to Ramos' legacy. Real Madrid are reportedly considering giving Asencio that iconic shirt number as a symbol of his growing importance in the squad. For many, it's more than just a number. It represents a torch being passed to the next generation of defensive leaders. Of course, the comparisons with Ramos come with pressure, but Asencio handles it with maturity. "It is an honor to be compared to Sergio Ramos," he said, "but I am Raúl Asencio, and I will make my career the best it can be." That kind of response shows not only humility, but also a strong sense of identity. He He respects those who came before him, but is determined to carve out his own path. Those who work with Asencio describe him as a passionate, focused, and natural leader. Many within the club believe he has the potential to captain Real Madrid one day, a huge statement for someone still at the start of their career. This also draws parallels to Ramos, who captained Los Blancos for the first time at the ripe age of 23. For now, Asencio is focused on continuing to prove himself, building his name at the club he calls home. He knows there's a long journey ahead, but with the confidence he's shown and the backing of those around him, the future looks incredibly bright. In a club known for greatness, Raúl Asencio might just be writing the next chapter. Real Madrid's most important defender. The young Spaniard's growing value to Real Madrid has become even more obvious in recent weeks, especially as the team's form has dipped. Madrid have struggled to find consistency, winning just 4 of their last 9 matches, a run of results that has raised questions about their defensive setup. Interestingly, many of the games they failed to win came when Asencio was either left on the bench or didn't feature at all. A 2-1 loss to Real Betis, as well as 1-0 losses to Espanyol and Real Sociedad, all happened without him in the starting 11. That pattern hasn't gone unnoticed. Even in matches where Asencio did play and the result wasn't ideal, his individual performances remained solid. He consistently posted strong ratings, averaging a 7 on FOTMOB, which speaks to his calm presence and ability to hold the back line together. In fact, he often outperformed more experienced center-backs like David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger, underlining just how much he brings to the team defensively. His steady influence is likely what earned him a starting spot in one of Real Madrid's biggest games of the season, a Champions League clash away at Arsenal. Despite Madrid conceding 3 goals, Asencio stood out with a respectable FOTMOB score of 6. He won over 71% of his duels, completed every dribble he attempted, and drew an incredible 13 fouls. That shows just how involved and composed he was in a high-pressure match, even as the team struggled overall. With Real Madrid looking to tighten things up in the second leg and aiming for a clean sheet, it's hard to imagine the coaching staff leaving him out again. Asencio's performances have made one thing clear. When he plays, Madrid look more solid. And as the stakes get higher, his place in the starting lineup seems more and more like a necessity. What's next for Raúl Asencio? As for where the future lies with the defender, Raúl Asencio has made it clear that he wants to build his own legacy at Real Madrid. While comparisons to Sergio Ramos are flattering, he's focused on forging his own path rather than following in anyone's footsteps. He understands that his future depends not on past legends, but on his own hard work, progress, and consistency. At just 22 years old, Asencio is already showing the kind of maturity and potential that could make him a key part of Real Madrid's defense for years to come. His rise from Castilla to the first team has been impressive, and if he continues developing at this rate, there's every chance he could become a long-term pillar at the club, and maybe even a future legend. Real Madrid clearly sees his value. The club has moved quickly to secure his future, offering him a new contract that runs until 2029. This new deal not only rewards his growing role in the first team, but also reflects his potential. His weekly salary is set to rise to €120,000, with the possibility of reaching €175,000 by the final year of the contract. The release clause in his new contract is also expected to rise significantly from the current €50 million, though the exact new figure hasn't been revealed. His development hasn't gone unnoticed at the international level either. Spain manager Luis de la Fuente called him up during the March international break, giving him a taste of life with the senior national team. While Asencio didn't make the final squad for the Nations League quarterfinals against the Netherlands, the experience of training with Spain's top players will be invaluable. Very few players reach that level so early based on merit alone, and being part of that environment will help him adapt for future international competitions. In short, Asencio is at the beginning of what could be a special journey. He's not just trying to live up to expectations, he's aiming to surpass them. But what do you think? Is Raúl Asencio the next Sergio Ramos, or does he have more to prove? Let us know your thoughts below, and be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content.